And welcome to the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors formal board meeting of, I'll get there, April 22nd, 2026. Planning and zoning consent agenda, but before we start, I would like to reintroduce the rules of decorum. Which helps us stay on task and accomplish the business of the county. It is the intent of the members of the Board of Supervisors to follow orderly procedures for conducting business. The chair of the Board of Supervisors has the authority to maintain order and professional standards during open meetings and may enforce the following rules, remembering that those disregarding these rules will be subject to removal. Attendees shall remain seated during an open meeting. This minimizes distractions to the board or other attendees, unless you're called upon by the chair to address the board or to leave the meeting room. No person attending an open meeting shall engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including but not limited to applause, whistling, stamping of feet, booing, or making any loud, threatening, profane, abusive, personal, impertinent, or slanderous utterance that disturbs or disrupts or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. Please be advised that I, as chair, will not tolerate disparaging other speakers. Thank you. Address the public speaking to items 72 and 74. The board considered these items in executive session and received legal advice and directed an action, and by law, that action must take place in a public session. It pertains to attorneys that work for the county. We have that in turn, they request as an abundance of caution in this case, a conflict of interest waiver. So I hope that answers people's questions. Mr. Stewart?
Madam Chair, thank you so much. I wasn't available, or I wasn't part of the executive session where item number 74 and 78 were discussed. And as I have my own representation as it relates to this case, and I understand this is procurement and some other things, but I'd like to, one, either make a motion to move to executive session so I can get an understanding of the basis for this procurement, which I assume will be to move forward with an appeal of the ruling of the court case last week. Or even better, I think it might be important for me to get a briefing from staff on what we are missing from the original court case to the resolution that was provided or the judge's order that was provided, and what are we missing that would require an appeal from the board of the court's ruling.
Mr. Stewart, this pertains to items 71 through 77 and item 70. You referenced an item that follows.
Madam Chair, maybe I should rephrase it like this. I apologize.
Could you confine your question?
I could, yes. Can we remove item number 74 and 78 from the agenda, from this consent, so that we can discuss and vote separately?
And respectfully, sir, 78 is not part of this discussion.
We're on
that's coming up.
Excuse me then, 72 and 74. Thank you.
So you're asking for 72 and 74 to be removed for separate consideration?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for helping.
Thank you, and we can do that. Supervisor Galvin.
Madam Chair, thank you, and thank you so much for dexterously handling all of those different disparate items. One thing I want to point out for people either here in the audience or watching online is that everything we do is through a public process, and in fact, our attorney that represents us is the county attorney. the county attorney's office. And as you can see here on the agenda, it literally says county attorney. All of these items beneath where it says county attorney is us acting at the direction or the advice of our county attorney. Everything we do is in public, and this includes obtaining conflict waivers.
Mr. Stewart.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. Can I get a presentation from staff or our legal department on the background of item number 74? As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't privy to the conversations that you had regarding this in executive session. I'd like a little bit more detail on this, if that's okay.
Madam County Manager.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And not sharing executive session privilege, but this item is a competition and practicable for the procurement of Statecraft PLLC for the entire defense of that Superior Court case.
And can you provide some clarification on the case?
Maricopa County Superior Court case CV 2026-006822, which I believe is Recorder Justin Heap, and each of the board members were named in that case.
Okay. Madam Chair, if I may, are we asking to approve essentially a retainer for $250,000 for Corey and his team in order to use that as funding for an appeal of the court case that happened last week? Is that the intention?
Madam Chair, Supervisor Stewart, this is a not to exceed amount of $250,000, so it is not a retainer, it is an authorization to spend up until $250,000 for the entire defense of the case. There's been.
So essentially, if Madam Chair, if there's an appeal, this would be the funding mechanism to do that. And that's item number 78.
Oh, Madam Chair, I'm sorry, I thought you directed to the chair. Madam Chair, Supervisor Stewart, item 78 is just possible action. It is not directly related to item 74. Item 74 is specifically a procurement item for the entire defense of the case.
Okay, I think I understand a little bit better. So 74 and 78, from what I just learned, seem to be tethered as it relates to it's a funding mechanism for a possible appeal that has to go to a vote in. Would it make more sense to take action on item number 78, Madam Chair, and then, depending on the outcome of the vote, decide whether or not we need to finance this more?
Madam Chair, sorry, I was wild there with my microphone. May I add there is also, I believe, another case pending. So this would also include this case. I apologize for not saying that before.
In what case is that?
I don't have the direct number in front of me, but there is another case on related to a statutory authority of the board.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so that's as it relates to, there's a separate, sorry, Madam Chair, there's a separate case, as I understand it, that has been filed as it relates to the statutory authority of the board to remove elected officials. That's happened in the past. I remember with was it an assessor when he did some really bad things and we had to remove him? Is that what that is, kind of similar to that?
Correct.
Or Jen? Okay, thank you. So I guess what I'm wondering then, would it be prudent for us to move 78 and what's the item with that? What's that second case, Jen, if you don't mind, Madam Chair, through Jen?
I apologize. I think I was not clear. So item 74 is not tied to item 78. I believe it is it's a competition practical for the CB 2026-006822, which is the Maricopa County, it's Recorder Justin Heap. It's against the board, and it is not tied to item 78.
Understood. So 78 is the separate lawsuit that we're looking to make a motion or make a.
Mr. Stewart.
Yes, ma'am.
78 has been agendaed for possible action, and it does not pertain to 74 other than the litigants. It's a different case.
Okay. Well, I guess 74 is the only thing on the table, right? Or 74 is the only thing on the table right now. We'll move to 78 next, and hopefully we can get a presentation on that, correct?
I am seeking action on,
74.
yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. We can move forward.
Thank you, sir. Madam Vice Chair, is there a motion on item 74?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that we approve item 74.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No, and I'd like to make a comment, Madam Chair.
Mr. Stewart?
Thank you. I'm voting no, just so my fellow board members understand. I just don't have enough information about this particular item to be able to move forward. My attorney did reach out to your attorney regarding this. Due to attorney-client privilege, no other information was allowed to be provided. Thank you for your time.
Respectfully, Mr. Stewart,
Yes, ma'am.
this item was discussed, 74 was discussed in executive session. You were not able to be present for that. It does not pertain to item 78, where you are represented by separate counsel.
I understand, Madam Chair. It's a funding mechanism, but we can.
To follow it through.
Yes, ma'am.
Just for your clarification, you are not represented by Mr. Tully on item 74.
I know this.
So if you want to vote no, that's fine.
Thank you.
But there is absolutely no relation.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So we will now skip to item number 79. Settlement in Cox Communications, Arizona versus Maricopa County.
78?
79.
79.
I am exercising my discretion as chair.
Oh, okay.
And what I will also say is we are going to complete the rest of the agenda and then go back to item 78. So bear with me.
What's going on? Why you act this way?
Again, when I said before, this item had this much, and one of the statements was, this matter was heard in executive session on April 20, 2026. My unofficial question I would like to ask is, and if everybody else here knows the answers to this, I apologize, but am I allowed to come and listen into the executive session? No, okay. And the other question, unofficial, that I have is, whether it's this or any other agenda, how long before the agenda item goes to executive session is it introduced? And am I allowed to sit in on any of those meetings?
Mr. Arnold, are those your questions?
Yes.
Thank you. What I would say is that those items are considered by the board in executive session. In this case, I think with the assessor's office, I'm correct, and we received legal advice on how to proceed as referenced the settlement. So those are confidential, attorney-client privileged, and that is one of our duties as your supervisors, sir. So we reached a consensus yesterday. We have a settlement, and we then bring it forward into the public forum for the board members to vote on it. That is the transparency, sir. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Members of the board, I'm speaking on agenda item 79. This item involves a tax-related settlement affecting business property valuations. It was discussed in executive session and added within only 24 hours of, maybe you'd listen to me when I'm speaking instead of having a side conversation.
I'm listening to every word, sir.
No, you
You're talking to it every meeting.
were both talking to each other.
Mr. May,
You can't do
please.
that.
You want to keep doing it?
Please.
You want to keep doing it?
Please.
It said, please don't talk while I'm
Mr.
talking.
Galvin,
Decorum.
Please don't talk while
it
I'm
was a
talking.
sidebar, but I was listening. Please proceed.
That's disrespectful, by the way. There are no valuation reports. There are no supporting documents available for us to review. What is the estimated impact on the county's tax revenues? With a large portion of the agenda handled to all huddled together and items like this added late, the public is left asking questions rather than reviewing details. Please answer this question. What is the estimated impact on county tax revenues? And thank you for not talking while I'm talking.
Are those your questions?
That's my one question.
Do you have another? Before I...
My question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
My question.
Madam County Manager.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Once the settlement is recorded, it'll be publicly available, but as a rough estimate, the impact countywide across all county taxing jurisdictions is approximately $4.5 million.
Thank you. The settlement, when it is completed, will be recorded, and that will then be available to the public. Madam Vice Chair, is there a motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that we approve item number 79.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Hearing no further discussion, we will proceed to a vote. All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? None. Motion carries unanimously. We are now at the public comment supervisor summary. We will therefore return to item 78.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Galvin.
I'd like to make a motion to recess the formal board meeting for at least an hour for the purpose of obtaining legal advice in an emergency executive session from the board's attorney as listed on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Galvin. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. And we will recess the meeting for the executive session. It is anticipated we will return in an hour, give or take. So, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, everyone, for waiting. We appreciate your patience. Board members have been briefed in executive session by their respective attorneys, Mr. Stewart by his and the board by ours. And we are now going to address item 78, possible action regarding case CV 2025-020-621. Madam Clerk, do you have speaker forms received for this item?
Madam Chair, yes, we did receive a few, like 17 speaker forms on this item.
Please proceed.
First, Justin Heap.
Welcome, Mr. Heap. Please state your name for the record, and also if you would tell us, are you here as a concerned citizen or in your official capacity, sir?
I am, well, I would say it's impossible to divorce myself from my capacity as recorder, so.
And that's okay. So you're here in your official capacity?
I am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
Madam Chair, members of the board, for nearly a year and a half, this dispute between our office has defined the administration of elections here in Maricopa County. It's wasted time, resources, attention that could have been focused on better serving the voters of Maricopa County. During that time, we've been unable to reach a resolution, not because a resolution was impossible, but because we had a fundamental disagreement about the scope of our respective powers and duties under Arizona law. That's why this matter ultimately needed clarification from the court. Today, we have that clarification. The court has provided a clear and authoritative statement of the law and provided us with a path forward. Not a path that of continued conflict, but one of defined roles, mutual respect, and lawful cooperation. Just 2 months ago, this board unanimously passed a resolution vowing to return early voting and IT back to the recorder's office. Now that the court has directed the board to follow through on that commitment, the response appears to be not action, but more delay through a costly appeal. Appealing this decision will only prolong this conflict indefinitely, waste taxpayer money, and further erode the confidence of the voters in our system. The voters of Maricopa County expect and deserve better. My office is ready today to move forward under this court's ruling and is prepared to implement clear roles, restore proper coordination, and ensure that every aspect of election administration is carried out lawfully and effectively. It's time for us to put aside our past disagreements and focus on what really matters, delivering honest, secure, and accessible election to all the voters in Maricopa County. I encourage the board to work with me on this path forward.
Thank you. Madam Clerk. We will now consider item 78, and I will open the floor to a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to authorize counsel for the board majority to move Judge Blaney for a stay, and if the stay motion is denied, to appeal promptly.
Thank you. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Mr. Stewart.
Thank you, Madam. So I represent nearly 1 million people, and we're being asked to vote on, and maybe I just need some clarification on Vice Chair Lesko's motion. We're asking to vote on an appeal of Judge Blaney's decision, but I'm curious as to what specific issues we have as it relates to that motion. And fortunately, I was able to talk with staff for a bit about some of the consternation they have about the ruling and some of the challenges that staff, both the recorder and the elections department, may have. I want to understand if that is the basis for this appeal. Can we get a presentation on that?
Mr. Stewart, we are not opening this matter to that type of public discussion. The time that we took was for the 4 board members represented by Mr. Langhofer to receive legal advice. And we made additional time so that you could meet and be briefed with your attorney and be briefed by staff. We have completed those items. We both have received legal advice. The motion on the floor is to ask Judge Blaney for a stay, and if the stay motion is denied, to appeal promptly.
Okay, Madam Chair, thank you. So is the purpose of the stay, is that to make a motion to appeal to the judge to adjust based on the so to go back to what Supervisor Galvin said earlier about being public and transparent and the things that we're doing, I think the public is asking, and that's why so many people are here, to understand the depth of this particular motion and to understand what we're trying to do with the stay. Is the purpose of the stay to get new direction from the judge on the items that the staff is concerned about? Or is it about, do we need more time? What's the purpose of the stay?
The purpose of the stay, and we received legal advice for the underpinnings of this motion. And what I would suggest to you is that the motion is what it is, and you can determine whether to participate in voting it or not. But I will point out that you have engaged your own attorney, and we affirmatively reached out to you to engage you in the conversation so you would understand. But I do not want to open this matter for further discussion. And the reason I don't is I will not allow privilege to be waived, period.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Galvin.
since my name was invoked, I just want to make sure that Mr. Stewart does not misconstrue nor mischaracterize my remarks. Everything we're doing here is transparent and open. There is a motion, and we have had plenty of time over the past week to consult with our attorneys. As I'm aware, Mr. Stewart has an attorney paid for by the taxpayers in Maricopa County at his disposal over the past week, and we have received all of the legal advice that we have needed or the opportunity to get it to make a fully informed vote, and I am ready to vote on this motion. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Further discussion? We will proceed to a roll call vote.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Supervisor Stewart.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a comment after the vote.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be voting no.
Supervisor Galvin.
With gratitude to Supervisors Gallardo, Lesko, and Brophy McGee for their diligence and fairness, I vote aye.
Vice Chair Lesko.
Aye.
Supervisor Gallardo.
Aye.
Chair Brophy McGee.
Aye. So the motion passes 4-1. I think what I'm going to do, in the interests of time, is to adjourn this meeting and the executive session, and thank you all for your time.
Shame on you.
Life isn't fair. It's not fair.